Welcome to Tipsy Realtor Season 2. My name is Anna Charanova and this is Robin Moser.
And we're with Remax Realty Professionals.
Yes, and we are making today a pencil eraser cocktail.
That's right.
Which is kind of cool. Cool name, pencil eraser. And we're talking about how schools affect the value of the homes.
Exactly, because we all know that schools are a big influencer when people are buying, but now we're actually going to talk about the technicalities of how they affect. But first of all, cocktail time.
Look at all the goodness. We got strawberries, we got fresh lemons, vanilla vodka, cranberry juice. I'm very excited about this one.
So one thing to know about this cocktail is that you're going to be doing muddling and shaking and all that kind of good stuff. But I will apologize that today we're going to have a little bit of technical difficulties just because of the fact that we couldn't get our things. We're not going to have the normal kind of editing as we go. So it's just going to be straight live. And you're just going to have to listen, but we will post it later with the editing so that you can see.
Or you can watch the show, actually, and take the notes.
Exactly. Take notes. That's
with
right.
a pencil.
There's a test at the end.
Exactly.
This is all about school.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about school and pencils and erasers. Excellent. Let's do it.
Okay. So here's what you're going to do is you're going to start with your lemons and you're going to stick them into the glass.
Okay, so you just pre-cut them into like wedges?
Yeah, just cut them into wedges. It says like 8 or so. Okay. And then you're going to take your strawberries and you want about 3 strawberries cut up into your glass.
Okay, that's a lot of fruit.
I know, it's a lot of fruit, isn't it? Then you're going to take your vodka, which is 2 ounces of vanilla vodka.
Okay, we doubling up today or?
Oh yeah, I'm going to make another one.
Okay, you're just going to do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So because of all the technical difficulties we were trying to resolve, my cocktail, which is usually ready before the show, is not ready. So we're going to do it double. So you have 2 chances to see how this cocktail is made.
All right. So we did 1 ounce of cranberry juice. And then half an ounce of simple syrup.
Okay.
So now you put it all in the glass and you muddle.
Muddle. I think that's your favorite part, muddling.
It is. Well, you know what?
I like to say it muddle.
Muddle. I think you get a lot when you're making cocktails and you're muddling them. It's nice to actually get all of the the flavor and stuff when you're doing it.
And it smells amazing.
It does.
It already smells so nice and fresh. And we're having a beautiful day out. Finally, that rain is gone. And, that whole sunshine's coming from outside. She's muddling strawberries and lemons. I'm excited. I just want to kind of go sit outside now.
I will say, though, it's a good way, when you're sitting there, because you're squishing things. It's like how to get tension.
There you go.
Squishing
things. Let me make you some cocktails. I'm going to go muddle. Well, for sure. Okay.
Okay, so it's very muddled.
Yeah, so it's very puree texture.
You can show it to them.
Okay. There you go. So you can see that.
Okay, and now we're going to put ice in.
Delicious. Ice, okay.
And we are going to shake it. So this is a little bit fancier one.
What a pretty color. Oh, I'm wearing white today. That's all the shirt I got for the rest of the day.
All right. So now you take your cocktail glass. Oh,
wow. What beautiful. Maybe it's going to be my birthday drink.
That's going to be your birthday drink? It's going to taste super strawberry.
Yeah. Well, it smells super strawberry already.
It is a really nice color. Actually, it does look like a beautiful cocktail.
The cocktail is gorgeous.
And then garnish with your strawberry. So there, you show them the drink and I'll make the second one.
Okay, I'm going to give you guys a close. Look how beautiful this color looks. It is meant to serve in a martini glass or anything in that kind of you know what? I saw that in your selection you have those margarita glasses, the ones.
Yeah.
This one will go, I think, really well in it. Kind of reminds me of a strawberry daiquiri color, actually.
It does.
But look how gorgeous it is. I love it. So
what's funny is I was actually looking online, and there's this website that is showing me all these different cocktail glasses that are abnormal, not normal cocktail glasses, so super unique. And I'm so tempted to buy them.
Ooh,
really cool cocktail glasses that are not what you would expect. One's a milk cart or a milk, a little square milk thing.
Yeah.
And then another one is a horn, like those
Ooh,
old
yes,
fashioned
I
horns.
like with a horn.
And another one is an upside down martini glass.
Upside down martini.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So it's
Yeah, and then it has the stem coming out of the top, and then you have to drink it with a straw.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna drink this. Okay, well, my blonde is coming out.
All
Awesome.
right.
All right.
So while I make this one, why don't we chit chat about school?
Right. So,
Sorry.
yeah. So schools, obviously, a lot of people know they're important, but not sure why, right? And but as we know, people like to move around the year end of the schools and it starts. So that's why we see a lot of people trying to sell their homes in the spring market with a longer possession at the end of June.
Yeah.
Or like moving in the summer so they can move it into a new home and enjoy the summer in a new home, but not move the kids between the schools, especially if you move into a different city or a different neighborhood completely, right?
Well, and if we know that that's a huge motivating factor, then we know that realistically, with that being a huge motivating factor, obviously it's going to affect the values.
Yes. Well, increase the values for the activity and then increase of demand, right? So because a lot of people start doing things around.
All right,
Okay.
we got two. So let's say cheers.
Pencil eraser. Here you go.
Pencil eraser.
Let's try this. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is delicious. Oh God.
Highly recommend.
Mm.
Anytime. It's almost like a dessert. Like it's not sweet, but
No.
it is almost like a dessert.
It has like a lot of it does feel like more like a natural sweetness, even though we did add the simple syrup. You see, I love the vanilla vodka actually touch on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really
balances really well. Highly recommend this one. I think I'm gonna rename it and make it for my birthday because
you're gonna rename it. What are you gonna rename it?
I don't know, but it's way too beautiful for pencil eraser.
It does kind of look like the color of a pencil eraser. But the most important
Mine
thing,
is white.
the most important thing in this cocktail is the fact that
it's healthy.
It's healthy because it has fruit in it.
It has lemons and strawberries.
Exactly. So you'll avoid scurvy.
That's our educational our nutrition today. Don't take notes on that.
All right. Yeah. Okay, schools.
So we already said a lot of people like to do buying and selling around the school years because it's convenient. It does increase the demand. Just think about how many people with children are going to be there. I'm going to continue talking. Moving around. We actually looked into some statistics, and one of the things I liked, it was Canadian numbers. 84% of Canadian parents look for schools before they consider buying a home. Absolutely. So they do a research of what schools they are, what are their ratings. Some of the parents already know what schools they like. For example, I know my daughter will go to a specific school to which I might need to have a place somewhere. So closer to it. Yeah. Absolutely.
But here's what's funny is that I bought my house before my children were even born, my first child. And my first child attended the school down the street because I wanted him to walk. And he only attended it till grade 3, and we realized it wasn't the right school for him. And now he gets bussed over to a school far, far away. So just because you think your kids will go to a school or fit in, it's good to do your research before to ensure that they fit in if you're making these big, huge decisions based on the school. My daughter does now go to the school down the street from us, but my son doesn't, and that was one of our big deciding factors. So it's important to also make sure, go in, tour the school, check it out, make sure your kids fit in, make sure it's the right fit for you before you lump down $500,000.
Just based on the ratings, for example. I would also suggest, ask some people around, ask your realtor, because we have pretty much worked in every area of Calgary and surrounding areas like Chestermere. Was that? Oh, closer. Okotoks, Airdrie, Cochrane. And we have purchased the homes or sold homes. So we are familiar with some of the schools, maybe the ratings, the feedback that our clients gave us. Maybe somebody moved away because of the schools as well. So we can give you that extra kind of like up close and personal information, so to speak, right?
Absolutely.
But there was we couldn't find anything Canadian on it, but New York Times done this study. It's been published, actually, I found in a few articles on Google. But they said every time a school increases 5% improvement in a school rating, your property value goes by 2.5%.
And
Yeah.
we do have school ratings here in Canada, and they use the Fraser Institute.
Yes.
Now, when we've had people relocating, and they don't really know Calgary or anything about it, they do use those school ratings to really decide what neighborhoods they want to look in based on what those schools are. And just because you think that maybe I can get an exception to get into the school, you're going to have to talk to the Calgary Board of Education, because sometimes getting those exceptions can be really, really hard, and you've really got to have a great case, especially for the highly desirable schools.
Yeah.
Because those highly desirable schools are sought after, which means that they're usually at their limits. If you're looking at private schools, you also may want to consider the private school and where their busing system is. And those kind of things will change.
Some of them don't have any busing system. Like, for example, the Christian Academy my daughter is going to, there is no busing, even in Calgary. So we do live in Chestermere, so we actually drive her daily.
Yep.
But that's a choice we made, right?
Absolutely. So. Now, also, too, is another thing to think about as well, is that you have to look at how the learning is. There's traditional learning, there's non-traditional learning, there's art schools. So look at all of the different facilities. And if you're planning on having multiple children, just because you're in the outskirts of their busing encampment or where their allotment of where they're taking children from this year, it does not mean it will be that next year. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about this, because unless you're staying very close to a school, your designated school may change over the years. And especially in the new communities, you have to be really careful when those new schools open up, because sometimes they go based on lottery systems.
Yes. And I heard this have happened throughout Calgary in the last 5 years. I have friends and clients who had experience where like all the siblings went to one school, but the younger were not able to because they were over capacity and they had to make kind of a cuts, and they end up going to different schools. And again, it would be extremely hard to have all the schools in one community. So if you do plan to buy a home and live there for, let's say, like 5 to 10 years, and your kid will be going from one school to another, do review what's your junior high options, what's your high school options.
Yep.
So at least you don't live there for 2 years and like, oh, now I'm going to high school, but I don't want my kid to go to this school, and I need to buy a house in that one because I need an address.
But if you do want to sell your house to move closer to that other school, call us.
Totally. We'll help you out. But a lot of the things the long term. And one more thing, great schools, especially if you have multiple schools, it can affect your property tax value as well.
Can, absolutely.
So especially if you're supporting a public or Catholic school systems, and all that kind of may calculate a little bit into a larger amount as well.
Exactly. And now, first of all, and the most important thing is that once your children do go to school and you're running them around and all that kind of stuff, and you finish at the end of the day and you desperately need a drink, we're giving away a smoker. So
yes,
Anna,
yes, I'll get this.
So this gift obviously is being actually given by Remax Realty Professionals. It's being presented by them, but it is a beautiful smoker. I have played with it, not this one in particular. I bought my own. And it is very cool to sit on top of a glass. You can even do it with cheese, food, stuff like that. If you get the dome that goes with it. So we got
apple, hickory, cherry, and oak little wood chips.
Yeah.
Which you put inside, and
then you light on fire.
Yeah.
And by the end, by the end of June, we're actually going to show you how this works with the one that I've purchased.
Oh, I'm so excited!
And we are going to smoke a beautiful drink before the end of June. But next week, we're going to do
it's a mouthful. Mouthful.
The basil rosemary orange shandy. And we're going to talk about staging the outside for the summer market. Because really, you don't just stage inside during the summer, you stage outside too. And you really got to make that outside look like that family appeal and stuff like that. And we're going to talk about how to do that and make the most of the outside of your home while also making the most of the inside of your
somehow
home.
in the winter when everything is dead, nobody really cares. They're like, okay, I got the backyard, I got a deck, I'll figure it out, right? But in the summer, you really have to jazz it up.
You do.
You want to make sure that your lawn is well maintained and looks pretty. Because...
Save it for the next show.
Oh, okay. I'm getting ahead of stuff.
Okay.
Anyway,
if
so
you guys have
wrap it up. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, please contact Robin Moser, myself, Anna Taranova. We will gladly to help you to make those decisions if it's the right time to buy a home or sell a home at this time. And we'll see you next time.